Right now, a scene is unfolding around you that has never appeared before and will never appear again. The angle of the light in your room, the exact state of your body, the thoughts drifting through your mind, even the tiny sounds in the background. This exact constellation of details will disappear as soon as this moment ends. Time does not press the replay button. In Japan, there is a phrase that captures this truth with beautiful simplicity. It is Ichigo Ichie, often translated as one encounter, one opportunity. This saying grew inside the quiet world of the tea ceremony. For centuries, tea hosts prepared a small room, a few utensils, a fire, water, and leaves, and welcomed guests to sit with them. On paper, nothing dramatic was happening. No big event. No history book, headline. Yet the masters of tea treated each gathering as something sacred because they understood that even if the same people met again and drank from the same cups, that afternoon would not be the same afternoon. The age of each person would be slightly different, a mood would be slightly shifted, a small conversation would take a new direction, the weather outside would paint a new color on the walls. So the host bowed a little more sincerely, arranged the flowers a little more carefully, whisked the tea with complete attention. They behaved as if this was the only chance they would ever have to serve these guests in this way. That attitude is the heart of Ichigo Ichie. Most of us live in the opposite way. We move through our days as if moments are produced on a factory line. We talk to people while our mind is somewhere else, checking our phone or rehearsing answers in advance. We eat without noticing taste, scrolling while the plate empties itself. We walk through streets we have seen 1,000 times with eyes half closed, assuming we have already collected everything interesting there. We tell ourselves there will be a better time to really listen, a better time to really love, a better time to really start living. We treat now as a rough draft. But life does not publish second editions of the same instant. Once a moment passes, it does not return to ask for your approval. A person who practices Ichigo Ichie chooses another way. They are not constantly dramatic or intense. They are simply awake. When they sit across from a friend, they allow the phone to rest and their eyes to meet the other person fully, because they understand that this exact version of that friend, with these stories and these worries and this laughter, will never sit in front of them again. When they share a meal, they let themselves actually taste the food, the warmth, the texture, the scent, because they know this dish, prepared on this evening, will never appear in precisely the same form. When they step outside, they notice the way the clouds are shaped today, the expression on the face of the shopkeeper, the color of the leaves on this particular morning, because today's street is not a copy of yesterday's. That might sound exhausting, as if you must treat every sip of water like a ceremony. But true Ichigo Ichie does not make life heavier. It makes life lighter. When you accept that each moment is unrecoverable, you stop dragging the past behind you, and you stop racing so far ahead into the future. Regret and anxiety lose some of their grip because your attention is busy doing something more useful, receiving what is actually here. Presence is not an extra burden. It is the release of all the extra stories. This way of seeing also changes how we handle our relationships. Many people only realize the value of an ordinary afternoon with someone they love after that person is gone or far away. Then old memories glow with a painful brightness. The last phone call they answered distractedly. The last dinner where they half listened. The chance for kindness they postponed. Ichigo Ichie is like a gentle warning before that regret appears. It whispers, "This may be the last time you see this person in this mood, in this health, at this age." Do not hold back your gratitude. Do not save your tenderness for later. So you say, thank you, more quickly. You apologize more quickly. You hug for 1 extra second, not because you are gloomy, but because you finally understand how fragile chances really are. The samurai carried a similar awareness, though their world was far harsher than a tea room. They rose each day knowing that the sun might set on a field of battle they would never leave. For them, assuming that tomorrow is guaranteed was not only foolish, it was dangerous. Yet this did not turn them into cold statues. Many accounts describe warriors writing poems before a campaign, admiring the moon, taking care with their armor, speaking respectfully to servants. Death, in their awareness, made the small decisions of the day feel important, not meaningless. You and I are unlikely to face a sword in the street, but our time is just as limited and just as uncertain. Ichigo Ichie asks us to live with that same quiet seriousness. You do not have to move to Japan or learn the full tea ceremony to begin. You can start with very small experiments. The next time you speak to someone, even for 1 minute, pretend this is the only conversation you will ever have in this exact form. Put your attention on their voice, their eyes, the feeling of being together. The next time you drink tea or coffee, set the cup down between sips and actually notice the warmth in your hands and the flavor in your mouth. The next time you walk a familiar path, try to find 3 details you have never really seen before. These are not difficult tasks. They are tiny doors into a different quality of life. Over time, something curious happens. Ordinary things start to look rare. The way sunlight falls through your window at 7 a.m. no longer feels boring. The voice of a family member in the next room sounds less like background noise and more like a gift. Even your own breath becomes a reminder this inhale has never happened before, and once it leaves, it will not return. When you live like this, you stop postponing your real life for some future day. When you imagine you will finally be ready to pay attention, you understand that this is your life, these minutes, these faces, these chances. Ichigo Ichie does not demand that you be perfect. You will still get distracted, still rush, still forget. But each time you remember, you are invited back to the truth that this moment is a one-time offer. You can ignore it or you can receive it fully. That choice is always in your hands, and it is remade again and again as long as you are alive. Thank you for sharing this particular moment with me. Out of all the possible things you could be doing in this exact slice of time, you chose to be here listening to these words. That choice itself is unique. I hope the spirit of Ichigo Ichie helps you see your next conversation, your next meal, your next ordinary day as something far more precious than it appears at first glance. Take good care of this unrepeatable life you have been given.